So now to the get, the get sober global, which is kind of similar, okay, to the post sober global, which is basically deals with the parameters or the data, but in the URL or in the link, not in not in the form. Okay, so if we go ahead to our file right here, we're still in the sober globals file, and I just commented my form because we are going to use some HTML code. Of course we are going to create a link, okay, that will redirect us to the same page, but with some parameter. And a parameter is basically think of it as like a variable or as an argument, okay, that has some data, and we need to handle this data so we can make some actions based on it. Okay, so we have to create a link, so we need the href attribute, and we want this to go to the same page, so we're basically going to type the page sober globals dot php. Okay, and to write our first parameter, just to write a simple parameter, we need to use this this mark or this sign right here, which is the question sign, and the name of our parameter, which let's say we can call it lang. Of course you can set it whatever you want, and equals, and the value of this parameter. Okay, we can set this to php. Okay, and this is it. Now I need to close this, and let me just put a simple name to it. Let's call it get link. Of course you can set this to whatever you want. And now the HTML part is done. This is just a simple link that will get us to this page. Okay, that will go to this page right here with a simple parameter which is just a variable, and it has this value right here, which is php. To create a parameter after the name of your page, you have to put this question sign right here. Okay, so now let me go to the PHP part. Let me also comment this so you can use it later, like this. And of course we can just echo it out simply. We can echo out the parameter right here, and we can get the value right away, but I just like to handle it with an set, with an if statement. Okay, I think it's more cleaner. And now we need to write our get parameter. It's like exactly like the post, and if we write like this, and our braces, and the name of our parameter, which is lang, okay, and curly braces, and we're basically saying if in the URL, if there is if there is a parameter in the URL with the name lang, we need to do something right here, which we will do like that. We will just echo out the parameter itself. Okay, let me echo it, or what, let me just put it in a variable and echo it. We will call this get, and of course you can call it anything you want, and we are gonna set or assign it to the data language lang, like this, and then just echo out this parameter. Okay, this variable, and this is you can pass a parameter to the URL or to the link, and then check if it's set, and then echo it out like that. Okay, so now let me save this and go back to my browser and refresh, and here is our link right here. If you take a look at down there, you know, right here, note, just look at this when I try to hover over my link. You can see now we have a lang slash, you know, lang php, lang equals php, which is our parameter. If we now click on it, you can see right here that we get to the same page, which is the Sober global page, and now we have our parameter right there. Of course, we need to write this. This is mandatory or your code will definitely break. Okay, and we set it to the PHP value, and now we're getting PHP. And of course, you can tweak this at whatever you want. You can say my favorite language is, you know, and just the value, and refresh, and now we can get this like that. And the same link is here because we're actually you know, redirecting it to the same page. But of course we can create another page and redirect it. Okay, so let me try this one real quick. Let me call this get.php and save. And now where is it? Where is our Sober global? If we now go and go to the get page with the lang, you know, with the lang equals php, and we need to take this code right here, and let me just Control X. I will cut it and get, where is it? Here is our get. And if we go like this, just get the data to another page. I know this is getting too long, but I just wanted to show you everything you need to know here, you know. Now we're saying if is set, you know, if we get the lang in the parameter in the URL, we will if we get the lang parameter, we need to get its value right here in a variable and then equate out. And this will not contain, of course, our get link, this get link right here, because we are going to another page. Okay, so let me save this and save this like that. And if we go back to our, okay, continue, if we go back, just refresh it to our Sober globals right here, and if we hover over it, you can see now that we're going to the get.php file, okay, or the get.php, you know, page or whatever. If we now click on it, now we will go to the get.php, and we have over here our parameter, and we have our value right here. Okay, and of course you can tweak this. You can tweak the parameter name, you can tweak your value, and we can add another parameter. We can add as many parameters as we want. Just let me add one more, and you can do whatever you want with it with your exercise. Okay, let me say, let me get this to, you know, course provider, course B. Okay, this is, you know, a course provider company, let's say, and I'm gonna just assign it to web coding. Okay, just like that. Now we have two parameters. We have the lang php, and this one, the first parameter, you have to do an a question mark, and here's our parameter, here is the equal sign, here is the value. And for the second parameter, you have to do this sign right here. I don't know why, I don't know what you call it, you know, maybe the end sign or whatever. And we have to do the parameter name, the second parameter name, and equal and its value. Okay, just think of it as a variable. Okay, this will give you some simple explanation. Okay, so now if we save this, and now I will go to my I will go to my if statement right here, because the two of them are now heading to the get.php. Okay, and in order to get the data we have to handle it. Let me do another set, and to do that we need to type in our logical operator right here, and just try the set like that. And now we need the get. Okay, and the parameter name, which was course B, which stands for course provider. And we're basically saying if this one in the URL, if this parameter in the URL and this parameter in the URL, just get me the second, let me call this get, let me call it course, let me call it company. We will get its data just like we did to the last one. Okay, or the first, the first parameter, course. Okay, and we're going to end this, and let me equate out right here. My favorite language is PHP, and my and the company name, just a dummy example. I know this can sound kind of weird example, but I'm just showing you here what's going on. Okay, and you can tweak this and fix it whatever you want. And the company name is, and let me just type in my variable right there, and if we save this, now we should be getting the two values right there. If we now refresh this, and now if we hover over it, you can see now that we have our second parameter just down in the left bottom. Okay, right here we are getting the second parameter. We now click on this. Oh, we did something wrong, I guess. Not getting the value. What did we do wrong? Course B. Okay, let me get this one. Yeah, I was actually I wrote it wrong. Yeah, course B. Oh, I actually forgot an A right there. Okay, let me save this, and now it should be right. It should get the data. We refresh this. Okay, yeah, the name is still wrong right there, so we need to go back and refresh this. Okay, now the name, if you look down there, the name now is right. It's all perfect. Okay, so my favorite language is PHP, and the company name is Web Coding. Of course, these variable, these parameters and its values should be dynamic when you're building an application. Okay, you won't be doing all of this like you're not going to do this every time. Just a link created to your website. These all will be dynamic when you're building your apps. Okay, so this is it for the get request or the get sober global, and see you in the next video.